My name is Jordan Miller. I work in product marketing at Gorgias. I've been very focused on automate for the last couple of years. So it's been really exciting for me to see this big transformation in the industry going toward AI for customer experience. Today, I want to take a little bit of a step back away from the product at first and talk about AI for CX as it exists like in the mind of CX leaders like yourself. We were lucky earlier this summer, we were able to chat with just over 1,000 CX leaders, asking them some questions about AI for CX, like how are they thinking about it? What are they preparing for? What are they excited about? What are they nervous about? And I'd love to share some of the things. So super broad question, but first we started with like, how are you feeling about AI for CX? Just generally. And what we found is that the majority, like the vast majority, 90% of CX leaders are at least excited about CX. They feel somewhere above neutral. This makes sense that it's not like a 10 out of 10. You know, this tech is really new. This application is new. We think it's very normal and probably a good thing that these brands are a bit skeptical of AI. Fact of the matter is that there are poorly built AI tools. There are AI tools that are learning from like inadequate knowledge sources. And when this is the case, like the consequences are very real. The risk is real. It can have a bad impact on yours. But this is a snapshot of how people are feeling today. And I guess by today, I mean in about May of this year. So looking forward, what is the sentiment? It's much, much, much clearer. 95% of CX leaders believe that automation and AI will become more important over time. So even if you're not ready to adopt AI today, the future of the function of CX in a business and e-commerce will be AI forward. So adopting AI, it's really not a question of if. And the way that we see it, brands who get in early and adapt their operations now to incorporate these new AI capabilities, those brands will be at a major advantage in a year or two when we're at a place where it's impossible not to use AI. And this might seem obvious, but we like to ask, like, why AI? We know that for customer experience teams, the thing that matters most is, of course, customer experience. We know that AI and automation, they're efficient, they're fast, they're maybe cheaper than paying for humans to do this same work. But the question is, does the efficiency of AI and automation have any trade-off for the actual customer experience, like the quality of interactions, how helpful you can be to your customer? The answer, the way that we really like to think about it, it depends on this mode of thinking where not all tickets are created equal. So you have so many repetitive basic tickets. The tickets like, where is my order? Or a very routine stock. Can I get a return? It's within the return window. They have a good reason for a return. For these types of questions, a very human touch is not really necessary. It's not what the customer is looking for. The customer is having a problem. They want their question answered very quickly. They want their return. They want their order canceled, and they want to move on with their day. So for these AI and automation, the speed, it's really what will make a customer experience. It's what the customers are looking for. Now, that leaves another category of tickets, these very complex interactions. These interactions with, wholesalers or people who have purchased a lot at your store and are about to place another big order. They might have a question where they want some more consultation, like, hey, I'm about to buy books for my entire classroom, and I'd really love your help picking out the right selection. For these, AI and automation may be less of a good fit. The good thing about AI and automation handling those repetitive tickets is that now you actually have time to engage in these really personal interactions that make the difference. Now, it's easy to say like, yeah, AI is top of mind, but is it actually a priority versus other topics? So we asked these CX leaders in our survey to rank their priorities going into this year or so. So number one, pretty much not by a landslide, but was AI and automation, followed by personalization and tool integration. Some other things like reporting and support channels, these more basic elements are also still top of mind as to continue to develop their operation. But one thing that I find really interesting is these items, especially these first kind of like big hitter items of AI and automation, personalization, and the integration of tools, they're so interconnected. It's not either or. AI and automation should be able to personalize responses, or it's not doing its job very well. And tool integration is such an essential element of AI. If you're not aware, without integrating tools, the AI that you deploy for customer service, it's just an FAQ bot. It's helpful and it can answer questions about policies or maybe a product, but it's limited. Connecting your tools is key to actually let your AI and automation fully resolve customer issues like Roman was showing earlier. Giving it the ability to edit an order in Shopify, manage a subscription in a subscription tool like Recharge, or process a return in Narvar or something like that. So AI and automation, it should be a huge unlock for personalization, and it relies on tool. And taking a step back, the way that we think about it, there are a few sort of like buckets or use cases, benefits for AI and CX. The first one, time and cost savings. You just know that some of these manual processes are time consuming and they're also expensive. So the goal for AI and CX is that you are spending less time and money answering every single ticket by hand. The next one is to improve CX. So like I was saying, this instant personalized support for a lot of the inquiries, that's the best experience possible. A super fast support, not having to wait or type out long messages going back and forth with the support agent. Even if that support agent is the friendliest person on planet Earth, I don't know about you. When I'm reaching out to a brand to get a refund or something, I'm not looking to chat or like make a new friend. I'm looking for a really fast resolution so I can, go to my pickleball match a little bit sooner. The next one is content and insights. So up until now, I've talked about the use case of AI helping you respond to customers, but it does not end there. AI has huge potential to help you uncover ticket trends, to generate help content based on all of the questions that you're getting. You might know, oh, wow, if we could create an article on this, if we could make a blog post about this, we would actually empower customers to self-serve, reducing tickets for us, making the experience more convenient for them, and AI can help us get there. And then the last thing is like general suggestions to improve. So AI to help you with your operations, to help you set up your tools a little bit better, or to digest your analytics and turn a large graph into like 1 or 2 actionable takeaways. So looking forward, that's another key use case for AI. And then the last one, I don't have the chat open, so I don't remember your name, but somebody already mentioned with a smaller team, it's hard to be online all day, all night on the weekends. Rather than letting those emails kind of like pile up over the weekend, if somebody has to cancel an order on Friday evening, having to wait Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe that order was already sent to your warehouse and it's on the way to the customer and you can't actually cancel the order by the time you log back on Monday morning. AI is actually the best solution to make sure that those issues are getting solved right when they come in. Also, not to mention like getting rid of that Monday morning mountain of tickets on your inbox, talking with CX leaders that have implemented AI. That's one of sort of like the hidden best benefits is just like, oh my gosh, it's so much less stressful to log into our inbox. So I've talked a lot about the positives of implementing AI, of which we think there are many. When we ask these CX leaders, like, what concerns you about adopting and implementing AI? One of the top answers is like the reduction of support roles. Basically, people are afraid that AI might take their jobs or force them to reduce their teams. And, we've spent years at Gorgias really trying to celebrate CX folks, trying to build them up, trying to help them create and show the value that they bring to a business. Like our goal is not to eliminate CX as a function or take the humans away from it. Our goal is to let humans spend less time on their least favorite part of their job. These super basic and repetitive tickets, like nobody loves working in customer support to answer where is my order, 175 times. So that's the work that we see it being really powerful to outsource to AI, to automation, which actually like opens up your human team to do things that are way more interesting. And earlier this summer, we had CX Connect in Los Angeles, and we had a panel with Amanda here. She's currently I have some of the details wrong, but she's currently the director of CX at Yotpo. And she used to be the VP of customer experience at Love Wellness. She's also worked at Casper Mattresses. She really knows her stuff when it comes to CX and operations and e-commerce. And she puts it so well. She says, let the robots do the robot work. CX teams, they have all the skills and knowledge they can't use because they're trapped in the inbox day in and day out. And AI is the thing that frees your team from the inbox. So take this chance of trying AI to make an impact in your business beyond the inbox. So operational improvements, giving product feedback to the product team, which you're getting every single day by being in the collaborating with marketing and these other projects to drive both growth for the business and growth in their careers that wouldn't be possible if they were, again, answering 175 where is my work. So next, I want to share a few short stories, not of how these brands implemented AI, but what they were able to do after implementing AI. What they were able to do with their team that wouldn't have been possible if they were stuck in. The first one I want to shout out is Obvi. And Obvi is a collagen supplement company. They make a lot of really great products for skin and hair health. Obvi implemented Gorgias Automate, our automation and AI tool set, and they were able to reduce their profit and loss. But something that I think is really fascinating is they were able to promote CX agents to be like half CX members working on those more complicated issues and half sales agents. So for BFCM, for the past bunch of years, even before AI and automation, Obvi gave the CX team, like each member of the CX team, a personal discount code. And they said, they gave them some parameters, but they were basically like, this is your tool, this BFCM, really try and help us upsell, cross-sell, drive more sales. That's a big focus during BFCM for the CX team. In 2000, let me get the dates right, 2021, I believe, combined all of those codes generated about $1,000 in orders. 2002, it was somewhere about $3,000 as the business started to grow. Maybe I have that wrong. Could be 2002. Sorry, 2001, 2002, I'm right. So 2003, BFCM, this past BFCM, AI and automation were in effect. So they were taking some of those basic tickets, and these CX agents were actually able to spend half of their time on generating sales. And the number is 13,000. So they added 10,000 additional sales thanks to all of this time saved because of AI and automation. So there's a great opportunity to make CX really like a hands-on sales associate role. You can kind of imagine in a retail store, the person that you go in and ask to get a return, that's the same person that you ask to make a recommendation or let you know if, this color looks good on you or whatever it is. That person has so much knowledge to both handle the service and sales. So seeing that roll out in e-commerce is really exciting. Next is Shynasty, and Shynasty is an underwear company. So I loved the excuse to put a bunch of funny pictures of people in underwear in a work presentation. But Shynasty is mostly a subscription business, and it's a similar story. We're looking at BFCM in 2022. So before they were able to implement some of the AI and automation features that came into effect to impact BFCM in 2020, this last one. So in past years, including 2022, pre-automation, they had to scale up their team from the 5 full-time agents that are there year-round up to 20. So they hired temporary agents. They added a bunch of extra work for leadership to find and train these agents. The quality wasn't always there because these people were brand new and not actually embedded in the company. And also the 5 full-time agents that they really want to invest in, like leadership that Shynasty really wants to invest in, they get a lot less attention because now the CX manager has to spend all of their time managing these new temporary customer support agents. Thanks to AI and automation, Shynasty is able to handle 50% of all of their tickets without a human touching them. And so those 5 agents that are there year round, they can manage BFCM just on their own. So this was a huge cost saving mechanism for Shynasty to avoid these temporary agents. And it was also a much better experience for the people there. They had fewer repetitive tickets that they had to manage. They got more attention from their manager when it came to coaching and how to do a better job. And the last one that I want to share is Pajara. It's probably my favorite because I'm a big softie, but I got the chance to talk to Noemi. Her name is the CX manager at Pajara. And they recently went through our 30 and 30 program. They subscribed to Automate and they spent 30 days with an implementation manager setting up everything to get to 30% automation rate. For Pajara, it's an awesome success story. By the end, they weren't at 30%. They were automating 45% of their tickets. There are lots of benefits. It helps them save money. It helps give them time for more important projects. But one detail that I really, really loved is the team, they like their jobs more now. They're spending less time on these boring tickets. I think the expression she used is the tickets that made them want to scratch their eyeballs out. And they're spending more time on meaningful tickets and spending more time bonding as a team. She told a great story that they all work in an office and they had like a picnic table. They were able to spend one afternoon when the inbox was near zero, thanks in part to AI and automation. And they all painted the picnic table that they sit at for lunch every day. So now they have this special artifact. They had this special experience of working together on something outside of their, day-to-day work context. And I think it's very important that these people love their jobs. That to me is a huge win in and of itself, but also connecting that back to the business outcomes. Like turnover among CX is really high. Customer support agents quit their jobs a lot. They move around a lot. They tend to be maybe a little bit more junior in their career if they are, like a level one agent. And we see a lot of movement and fluidity between companies and roles. I think that an experience like Noemi at Pajar was able to offer her team is going to do wonders for employee retention and keeping that team that has so much valuable organizational knowledge at Pajar where they can continue to grow and make a huge impact. That's all from me. I want to now pass it over to Bernie, my colleague, my friend, and he's going to chat a little bit about the actual experience in the product. Thank you all so much for your attention.
All right. So thank you for teeing me up nicely there, Jordan. I appreciate that. And hello to everybody. As Jordan mentioned, I'm Bernie. I'm going to be talking about how we actually see this gorgeous AI in practice. So I'm sure you saw earlier, and it's been called out, kind of our flagship AI tool, AI agent. And kind of the main benefits I would like to call out about it is that it's not just about creating responses in under a minute. It's creating personalized responses. When I mean personalized, it's matching the brand identity that all of you have worked on and curated when establishing your teams and the companies that you work for. Not only is it not sounding just like, the most important part of that is that it doesn't sound like a chatbot, right? I think that's a big fear a lot of brands have, losing their brand voice. So I think it's a very important feature of AI Agent is that it's able to match that brand voice. And in the instance that it's not saying exactly what you want, or it's not showing, what you intended, we provide this piece of full control where you're able to review and coach the AI so that it improves over time. It's more accurate. It's more in tune again with your brand identity, your brand voice. It's answering the questions not only quickly, but accurately with quality. And then finally, as I mentioned, it's not just providing responses, it's providing resolutions. And that's not just, questions, if it's a product question and then AI agent, does this, let's say, do these pants come in, large, and it answers it. That's not the final resolution. We're also talking about actions here. And when I mean actions, we're talking about things that work with Shopify, loop returns, recharge. So things like editing and canceling orders or managing returns and exchanges or account subscription management. So it goes beyond just responding quickly to those inquiries. It's also taking that extra step and implementing an actual action. So some results that we've actually seen from AI agent users, specifically ones that not only activate but adopt AI agent, these are what we've seen consistent across the board in terms of AI agent performance. As I mentioned before, immediate responses within 50 seconds of the inquiry coming in. And again, I do want to call out, that's not just for email, that's also for contact form. Now, of you probably have this where a contact form feeds into creating an email ticket. So AI agent's going to respond to those the same way it would to a standard email inquiry. So that first time response, 50 seconds, the resolution time, 1 minute. And again, very important piece that I know is important to brands and important to us is that brand identity piece that which directly influences the CSAT score for AI agent. We've seen scores of 4.5 and above, the way that AI agent is able to not only, again, not just resolve and respond to the inquiry, but do it in a way that enhances the customer experience. And the other very tangible and amazing KPI is that additional 30% of automation. What we mean by that is that AI agent's able to add an additional 30%. Sorry, my screen got disconnected. It's able to add an extra 30% of automation rate to what's already being done by our other automate tools like flows and order management and other AI key. So I do want to take this time to do a quick walkthrough of what setting up and configuring AI agent looks like in product. I think I called out some of those really exciting and amazing benefits, but I think the key factor for getting it up and running is the easy setup, right? That's the seamless integrations with things like I mentioned, like Shopify, your help center, something we call guidance, which is kind of internal policies and protocols that you would teach and train your customer support team on, and your website, amongst other knowledge sources. You also see values not, we see in some of our competitors, right? They're promising similar capabilities or they're promising similar KPIs, but you're also with AI agent able to see this in hours, not months, where there's this long process of getting things up and running. With us, once it has the information it needs, it has its knowledge base, it's ready to run and ready to get to that 30% automation in those first 30 days. And also, I mentioned other tools, they do take long to configure. They can be complex, but the way we've created it, our team has been very thorough in understanding the role of customer experience, customer support, and we want your experience to match that of your customer, right? We want it to be easy. We want it to be seamless. So we want it to be thoughtful from that perspective. And then the other piece that I know that tends to come up in terms of AI is, how do I know that it's going to be answering the way I want it to answer? How do I know I'm going to have control over what it says? Well, that was also considered and delivered when creating AI agent, is that it's giving you full control. The evolution of how your AI agent is going to perform is completely in your hands. It's going to improve alongside your brand, as I mentioned before, in terms of brand identity, but it is consistent QA and steps taken for it to continuously learn and improve based off of the interactions that it has. And you're able to give it direct feedback, just like you would to a customer support agent that works directly for you, right? Whether it's the knowledge that they're using, the way that they're responding to tickets, the actions that they're taking, it functions in the exact same way, except here it's an AI tool versus the person they're communicating with. So I want to do a quick walkthrough of what this looks like when actually setting up AI agents. So for those customers, or for those of you on the call who have Automate, you will see that AI agent, as Jordan and others mentioned earlier, it is a feature of our Automate. So it lives under if you have multiple stores, by the way, there will be an AI agent available for each of those stores. It's not just one that will apply to all. So in this scenario, we have this one store, we have AI agent, and lands you on this configuration page. So as I mentioned earlier, brand identity is very important. So we have this piece called tone of voice. So if you want to go with something standard out of the box already created, we have friendly, professional, sophisticated. They're already tones that have been curated by our team, but there is a custom option, and here you can fill in whatever it is that you want. You can take directly from your brand guidelines, copy and paste it into here, and AI agent's going to adopt that identity and that voice. Then, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to learn from your knowledge sources. From here, we have a section on applying a help center. So this is directly connected to the help center already built within your help desk that contains all the help center articles. So the one that you want AI agent to leverage, that's the one that you choose. When it comes to websites, you can apply up to 10 public web page URLs that you want it to pull from. Let's say you have an FAQ page that isn't within the help center that you have connected above. You could put that there. Certain product information that might not live in that help center, that can also be a separate URL that you can plug in here. I will also call out that we are working on other types of documents that you can connect to AI agent, things like PDFs, docs, PowerPoints. That is something that we're gonna make available soon, in case that question was gonna come up. Then we have our email settings and chat settings. I will call out chat in this exact moment not available, but it will be in the coming month. So that's just another channel that I know is very important to customer support, and a lot of tickets do come in through that channel. So just calling that out, that will be available. So here you could choose your chat integration. What information you want the chat feature to use, and same thing for email settings. Here you would choose the email address that you would want AI agent to respond with. You can actually choose more than one, but it's completely up to you. Again, this was created to be as customizable and as easy a setup as possible. You can customize the signature here. We recommend to be transparent with your customers, but at the end of the day, it is up to you. So in this example, this is the Newtown team. Response was created by AI. Again, we've had customers who give it an actual name. Lisa seems to be a popular one. fully customizable, and at the end of the day, up to you. And then we also have a section here on AI ticket tagging, just so that you know how AI agents should label these tickets based on the content of the question, right? So for example, the top one, if we look at, it says return and exchange requests, create a tag AI return request. So that way, when you're in your ticket views and you're looking at the ticket, it's labeled properly, it's tagged properly, and it can be organized in that fashion to make it as easy as possible for you from a organization perspective. And that's pretty much it when it comes to this configuration page. Just from this, without adding guidance and actions, in theory, AI agent can already start working just from this information. However, we do recommend to, I guess we kind of live by the idea, the more information, the more knowledge AI agent has, the better it's going to perform and the better it's going to represent your customer support team. The other piece here we have is called guidance, where I kind of called it out earlier, but these are kind of the internal policies and internal workflows that you would teach and train your customer support team that are not public facing. So if we're going to look at an example, I'll just do one because for the interest of time, we could look at one of our templates. Again, these templates are based off of the most common inquiries that come in through a help desk. So when a customer asks for a return exchange, we already have a template built out here. As you can see, it's kind of a workflow and process that AI agent will follow. So if this is the one that you're going to use, you might have some differences in terms of amount of days for something to be considered a return. Again, fully customizable from your angle. But let's say it's going to use this. It's not going to just copy and paste and create this response. It's going to take this into consideration when formulating the response. Because again, we want it, and the intent is for it to have a more conversational, more of a realistic response with your brand voice in mind. So taking in all the consideration of the configuration that we set up on the previous page, the guidance, what is the actual ticket about, what is the intent of the ticket, and what is the customer looking for. AI agent will understand all of these details, and in just those 50 seconds, we'll already be able to create the ideal response and ultimately a resolution. As I mentioned earlier, there's the actions. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of these, but I did just want to call out, like, these are kind of already pre-built out of the box that you can activate that I mentioned before. Canceling orders, editing orders, sending loop returns, cancel subscription and skip next subscription shipment and recharge. There is a ability to create custom actions. Again, that takes maybe an extra 1 or 2 steps, but totally possible and capable of doing so. And then finally, we've also created a playground. So in this scenario, after you've done your configuration, you created your guidance, you can now test out AI agent either with a new customer, or you can pull up an actual existing customer. It'll search your help desk for an actual customer that's in your help desk. Again, this has to count, so it's not going to come up here, but it'll look for an actual customer in your help desk, and you can see how AI agent would respond to an actual inquiry coming from that customer. And then from there, you could see, hey, did it respond the way that I wanted to? Yes. If no, oh, where do I need to make tweaks? Because at the end of it, it'll also provide you, here, we'll do a quick example since I'm already here. We'll do a Wizmo. It's not going to give me anything because I'm asking as a new customer, but I do just want to show you the example. So AI agent's going to start looking through the guidance, looking through the articles. If it can find information on the actual account, it'll pull from Shopify, it'll pull the most recent order data, and it'll be able to formulate and generate that response. So as I mentioned before, it does take about 50 seconds for that response to come in. So we're going to see this in real time. And I'll just call out now that once it creates the response, it's not going to just show the answer. As you can see, screen's a little small. Thank you for reaching out. To assist better, could you please provide some additional details about your order? So clearly you realized that it doesn't have the information I was looking. They need the order number, first and last name, email address, shipping, billing, et cetera, et cetera. It's following the tone of voice that we chose. It followed the guidance that was created. As you can see, there's that signature. And now this is where we can give that feedback, right? Again, this is in the test mode. It's going to look similar in the actual ticket when it goes live. But here, how did it do? And then it tells you also which guidance it actually used to formulate this response. Snooze is it's awaiting. Snooze is the in the ticket views. It's putting it in this folder because it's waiting for a response from the customer about the question. So that's it in a nutshell. There's a lot more, and I do recommend if you don't have AI agent yet, to book a demo and definitely check that out. But that's kind of the idea there, right? I kind of showed you the easy setup. I'm not sure how much time I spent there. Maybe it was less than 10 minutes, I think I spent on just showing you the setup. It might take you a little bit longer to actually formulate all those guidance articles and build out the actions, but it should not take you long. And I showed you the full control piece, the ability to provide feedback and the ability to see exactly from where the information is being. And with that being said, I know that we're in almost October. BFCM is coming. And we do have customers that are already gearing up to leverage this easy setup and have this full control and these quick responses and these resolutions by using AI agents. So I do have some customer stories here from some of our customers that leveraged and adopted AI agent after we activated it and went live with it in July. So, I mean, they're already realizing now, ahead of BFCM, that the holidays are going to be hectic and they want to have a tool that's going to be able to answer and address customer questions. And I think Jordan mentioned before, there are those repetitive, mundane questions, right? We just showed like a Wizmo. There's things around the ones that will require actions, canceling orders, things of that nature, that are better off handled by AI agent. Kind of just how I kind of walk through the whole setup. I think you could see the silver lining of how it's able to actually do that. And customers at BB Gold, Vessel, I can also call out some other customers like LSKD, which is a sports apparel company in Australia, Wild Ride Carrier, which is a baby apparel company based in the Netherlands. I mean, we have customers all across the globe, and all of them are excited about AI agent ahead of not just ahead of the holidays, but in general. But it is an important time to call it out because we know how hectic it gets. We know how busy it gets, and why not have a tool like this to alleviate some of that stress? Now, time for a perfect segue. To alleviate some of that stress, I do want to call out that we are running our own Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but we call it Bliss Friday, Calm Monday campaign around BFCM. What does this all mean? We understand how busy it gets. I just called it out, how hectic the holiday season is, and why should you not be able to enjoy a little bit of bliss and have some relaxation time to yourselves while letting AI agent and automate handle all the craziness for you and handle the chaos. So what we're offering right now is basically what we call as a bliss box. It's filled with all kinds of zen-inducing, bliss-driving products that'll come with a purchase or an upgrade to automate an AI agent. Depending on what kind of customer you are, I will call out that if you're already an Automate customer, but you've been questioning turning on AI agent, just turn it on for 2 weeks. That's all I ask. I promise you'll see the results, and in the back end, you're going to receive a nice bliss box from us. If you are a Gorgias customer, but you haven't pulled the trigger on Automate, I recommend booking a demo, getting on Automate, and just by doing that, we'll also send you this ahead of BFCM. And if you're not a Gorgias customer and you're just thinking about joining Gorgias, I think I made a pretty good case for AI agent. But similar thing, if you're gonna become a Gorgias customer and purchase our Automate suite of products with AI agent ahead of BFCM, we'll also send you this fun Zenful Bliss box ahead of BFCM, so you can enjoy yourselves while Automate and AI agent do a lot of the work on your behalf and for your team. That's my spiel. I'll put in some links in the chat if you are curious about claiming one of these bliss boxes.